Pandora. I'm back for another tanking review. This time it's the Rhm Borsig Waffentrager, or the Borsig, or as some people call it, the boomstick. Now, just as I got this tank, they actually nerfed the gun depression on it, so it's got -3 gun depression as opposed to -5, which it had once upon a time. I was very much looking forward to getting this tank. The gun is an absolute joy, the top gun. The stock gun isn't so bad. What you really need to know about the tank is, well, it's paper mache. It's got 0 armor. You get hit in this thing, you get spotted in this thing, and teams are going to want to try and take you out. Right now I'm about halfway through to getting the tier 9 tank, the Waffentrager, which I'm very much looking forward to get. Now, as you can see from my screen, I play this with adrenaline, multi-purpose repair, and a repair kit. For provisions, I play the improved fuel, chocolate, and chocolate bar. Then when it comes to the equipment, I'm a little bit picky about what I'm spending spare parts on. Since I'm halfway through the grind at this point, I've aced the tank twice. I've decided not to put a lot of spare parts on this tank. I don't know if I'll be keeping the tank at this point. For that reason, I play with calibrated shells, defense system, I play it with a camo net, gun lane drive, and improved fuel. I might keep the tank for tier 8 tournaments, so if I have to choose between enhanced armor and improved assembly, I'll probably put improved assembly on it. Between the V-stab and the refined gun, I'll probably pick the refined gun. I think that will help with the gun dispersion on the top gun. And between toolbox and the other one, I'll pick toolbox. Obviously, I think that makes more sense for this tank. And for the last one, I'll probably pick high-end consumables. Now, I wanted to add a section here. This is a comparison between the two guns. The 12.8 centimeter is the tank on the left, and the tank on the right is the 15 centimeter. The one on the left also has the stock engine, and the one on the right has the top performing engine. Just wanted to compare the stats between the two. Obviously, the higher caliber gun, you're going to get more DPM out of it, but you can see there's not much between the two. Better penetration out of the stock gun. When it comes to alpha, you get 460 as opposed to 640 on the top gun. Rate of fire is obviously going to be better on the stock gun. And obviously the reload, if the rate of fire is good, the reload is going to be better as well. Aim time, dispersion, and the gun depression are a lot better on the stock gun. You get 5 degrees of gun depression as opposed to 3 degrees on the top gun. And the rest here is really just some of the stats related to the tank. I think this is going to be good for new players who want to play this tank. It's quite a grind to get the top gun as well. I think it's like 70k experience, so I think it's worth noting some of the stats there when it comes to the stock gun. Without further ado, I'm going to get into some of the gameplay. The first game is actually a game with the stock gun, stock engine. I wanted to include that in the review just for the new users. So as you can see, straight into it, we've spawned on the south side. It's a game of supremacy on Castilla. It's a tier 8 game. And I've got the idea here, I'm a TD, I'm going to probably try and sit at the back, try and cover the C cap. So I'm just coming up to the spawn now. And I'm just going to head over here, try and get up and over this rock. Might sit here on the rock, depending on who shows on the C. So just get my way up here. You can see from the stock engine, it's really, really slow. Getting up any kind of a decline, it's ridiculously slow. So making my way up here just to see if there's any reds I might spot on C. They're pushing around towards C, but the team is quite slow. And we haven't spotted anybody on C. I can see there's another TD behind me, so at this point I'm making a decision to roll up closer to the B cap. I can see that they're capping A, so when they turn around the corner, there's not much point sitting on a rock trying to take a shot and then having to pull back down once I get spotted. So trying to push up here towards B. As you can see, just very, very slow. Climbing hills with this stock engine, it's painful. But trying to rotate the tank around and get into a position where I can maybe just cover the B cap. You can see that we're getting C. I can see our team is centering around the C and B, so I don't think at this point we're going to be contending for the A cap. Going to let them get that. Some of the reds have been spotted up near the church. Obviously I've been spotted here at this point, pulling back, trying to cover this IS3. Once he pops out, just put a few shots into him. So I can see the T49 is trying to bait him. Here comes the KV-13, put a shot into him. Big Alpha. I can see the SU-152 behind me, so he wants his spot there, I guess. So I'm just going to let him do what he does, get out of his way. And he's rolling forward again. He wants to put a shot in. You can see he's already taken damage, so at this point, instead of obstructing him, I decide to get out of his way. He's taking shots there now. I obviously don't want him dying there, because I am going to be stuck in a whole heap of trouble if he dies there. He decides to move on, but he's taken a lot of damage there, so I try and back him up. He's spotted some reds up here at church. Put a shot in on the T43, managed to put him on fire. I do take a shot there though, and I'm just waiting for the reload. He's reset his camo. I'm taking shots there from somebody else. I don't know where they're coming from. It's a low caliber gun from the damage I've taken there, so I've decided to get out of there. Push back around towards B. The T40, oh, it's the SU's in trouble. KV-13 managed to take him out. A bit of a waste of a shot. SU goes down. I take another shot there from the reds at the church, and I decide to maybe get into this position here where I can put some shots in on the IS-3. IS-3 rolls out, put a shot into him. No problem whatsoever going through the front of his armor. And I'm just cautious here of the reds that are on my left, taking shots there. I think I popped out a little bit too early there. I push on, and that's when I realize the T43 is making a run for it, so he's gonna come at me, take a shot, put a shot in on him. Now I'm a little bit lucky there, did cause an engine fire. I do find that this gun actually causes a lot of engine fires, and you tend to get, I think you get a lot more ammo racks with this gun. Might be just me, but rolling it forward, obviously forgotten about the reds on the church, and I paid the price there. But looking at how our team performed, there's only one green left. He's in a comet, and he isn't really doing much. I think this is an obvious result. What's going to happen here? And down it goes. So it's a lost game, but I just wanted to include that because I think there's some interesting footage there when it comes to the 12.8 centimeter. This was recorded pre 4.4, as you can see from my garage. 2.3 damage, 2 kills. Not a great game, but like I said, I wanted to include that anyway. Okay, on to the second game. This is an encounter game. It's on Canal, and it's another tier 8 game. We've spawned on the northeast side. And I can see from a team makeup that we're probably going to be better off going onto the right side here. We've got majority are heavies. We've got TDs. We've also got one medium. Somebody's called right, so in my head I'm going to go right now. Bearing in mind this is the top engine and the top gun. As you can see, the top engine, there's a massive difference in the speed. This thing gets up to speed pretty quickly. No problem keeping up with the rest of the team. As you can see, top speed of 34 kilometers. So I'm just going to see if we can spot any of the reds here as they're making their way over to the right hand side here. I'm just being a little bit passive here and being a little bit cautious, but I'm really relying on my team to spot here. Now, as you can see from the mini map, our medium has gone to the left side. He's gone alone. That's the Drac. He spots up a couple of the reds on the map. He spotted up 4. He's on his own though. I don't really know why he went that side, but he's taken out pretty quickly. Just making our way over to the right here, keeping an eye on the reds that we have got spotted up. Just making our way up to the rock here. We're probably going to be spotting some of the reds fairly soon. And here's probably a good example of where you can see the gun depression or the lack of gun depression. I zoom in here using my scope, and the reticule just goes up so easily, and you're going to find that with this tank. It's like a seesaw. You find yourself on any kind of a depression or incline and your gun just either goes up or down. But back to the game, we spotted up the enemy Borsig, put a massive round into him. As you can see from the gun, like it's not too bad when you let it aim in. Big shot on the red there, managed to take him out, and I'm just being a little bit cheeky here because he was being a little bit cheeky earlier on. Gotta throw it back. So we've still got two of the reds spotted up here. There's a guy just underneath me. I'm not really interested in him because I haven't got the gun depression to get him. More interested here in what's in front of me, and there's the enemy 54 lightweight is spotted. As you can see, again, there's a bit of an incline there, and my gun just goes up, which is a bit of a pain. Just zero gun depression to work with whatsoever. We can see the lightweight is trying to make a bail for it. Managed to hit him, he manages to hit me. I'm getting all kinds of hits here, so I need to repair there fairly quickly. Your tracks, if they get hit at any point and you are lit up and you're spotted, you need to get the hell out of there as soon as possible. So that's why I carry the provisions that I carry, or the consumables. So you can see one of the reds, the 54 lightweight, he's gone around. The lever pops out, managed to put one into his drive wheel. Good bit of damage done to him. I'm hitting adrenaline. I think adrenaline is quite important to have in this tank. It's quite a long reload. You can see the 54 it looks like he's making his way back around. He's a little bit crazy because he's a one-shot. So I'm going to set up here. I can see the reticule is in a good position. You can see I haven't been spotted and I'm not under any threat, and I'm just setting up here to see if he comes around, and he actually does. Put a shot into him, finish him off, and it's suddenly 5 against 2. I do get spotted, just trying to reset camo here, and just trying to keep an eye on the reds and where they are. So there's the AMX that's left. He's taking shots from our IS, so I'm gonna push in. I've reset camo at this point, trying to see if I can get shots on him. I'm not spotted yet. AMX is rolling up towards the IS. He's taking shots, and yeah, a little bit of hesitation there from me. I just wanted to make sure I get the shot, but I do manage to finish him off. But before killing him, he does manage to take out our IS, but still in a comfortable lead. We've still got 4 tanks left, and we're trying to spot up the last red. So I'm just telling the team to move around here, and I just want to reset my camo here because I would have been spotted. Keeping an eye on the map, and I see all the greens, for whatever reason, they all rolling towards the cap. I think they've just given up on trying to find this last red. So I'm just trying to cover my angles here. I'm the tip of the spear at the moment because everybody else is in cap, but it's not a bad idea. There's 3 people in the cap at the moment, so the counter's going pretty quickly. And I'm just kind of setting up a position just in case this last red pops out. I think they're well aware of where I am, and hopefully I'll be able to take him out soon enough. So I'm just trying to be as patient as possible here. I've got good cover in front of me, soft cover. That should hopefully help with my camo. I've also got the camo net, which I think comes in handy for this tank, and this is kind of at the point where I decide, hey, I might as well try and look for this guy. The counter's at 70 at this point, so if I find him, even if he does engages with me, we're probably going to win the game anyway. So 80, 82, and this is where I spot him. He's AFK, he's just sitting on the hill. So just waiting for the reticule to zoom in. You can see big damage there. Managed to hit just the back of the turret. I'm hitting adrenaline. I want to kill him. I wanted to kill him, but yeah, the greens didn't want to. They stayed in the cap. Probably the right decision. Get a 3rd class mastery, high caliber, with 3.2 damage with 2 kills. So not too bad for 6 shots. Okay, and on to the 3rd and final game. It's a game of supremacy. It's on Himmelsdorf, and this is a tier 9 game, so this should be interesting. I'm not really mad about Himmelsdorf, but I think it is a great map for this tank, given the fact that there's no inclines or declines. There's no major inclines anyway, so it's a flat map. There shouldn't be any issues here with gun depression. Now, I've made a mental note here. I'm probably going to go for the decap. I'm just going to try and cover it, and I'm happy to see that some of the heavies are also calling D, and they're also heading towards D. So I'm going to be relying on them to do some of my spotting. Just trying to roll in here, try and get a position here just by this building. And already we've spotted up 3 of the reds. So happy camper. sitting at the back, aiming for the AMX. I actually hit the IS-8 instead, and then I get spotted. So I managed to put a shot in the IS-8, which is probably a better target to be hitting. I'm hitting adrenaline here. I've got targets in front of me, so I might as well keep shooting at them. Trying to put a shot in here, put a big shot in the VK, roll back. So I'm playing the light bulb game here, just popping out once I've got a round in the cannon. I'm not going to pop out until then. Conserving the hit point pool, obviously it's very, very important with this tank. You can see the Reds were thinking of making a push there. The VK has kindly adjusted his armor so I can penetrate him, and I put another big round into him. So just waiting for the reload. You can see we've killed one of the Reds. So it's 1-all really to both teams. Still quite competitive, anybody's game. And I know the IS-8 is behind that rubble. I know he's in there, so just waiting to see if he's going to pop out. Our IS-6 is he's pushing forward quite aggressively. You can see he's moving up towards the D cap. We want to capture this cap at this point. And this is where I notice he's in a spot of bother, because I can see the E75 is covering the D cap, and there's two tanks putting shots into our IS-6. So decide to make a move, decide to make a push. Our IS-6 is taking another shot. He's not going to last very long, so I roll in. As you can see, the E75 is taking a shot. Put another round into him. I'm in the D cap, and I know that this IS-8 is pushing up towards me. He's killed our IS-6. I'm going to take a shot here. Ouch. Big round, and here is where I'm a little bit of a noob with the consumables. I've hit the wrong one. I've hit the restore one instead of the multi-restore, which would have repaired both parts of the damage. Managed to finish off the IS-8, but at this point I've got very little hit points at this point. I did take a round there from the IS-8 before he was killed. So we captured a D cap, and here's where you can see my commander can't see targets at long range. So that's where I really made a big mistake there when it comes to the choice of consumables. We do spot up the T-44, managed to take him out. Made sure that I wasn't spotted. I wanted to take him out pretty quickly just before I was proximity spotted, and lucky enough to take a shot and put a shot in on him. You can see their AMX. I'm just about reloaded at this point. Managed to put a big shot in on him, just under the turret. Those things have very, very weak turrets, so managed to take him out of the game pretty quickly. Here's the T-49. They all just seem to be rolling around here. It's really good timing. He's taking his shot, so I know I can pop out, take my time, reload, and manage to take him out. Now I know there's one more tank that's left. It's the STA. He's pretty much a one-shot. I saw him earlier, and I believe he's down. I thought he was going to come around by the D cap, so just telling the team just to hold the D, and just saying, well, he's near D. And I know that he's got very little hit points, so at this point they were winning on caps, but we're managing to get back in this game. Obviously it's 3 against 1, and it's at this point I noticed that my commander is injured or hurt. Managed to help him. At this point I don't think I'll need the repair. If I do take a shot at this point I'll probably be dead. So it's really just a matter of finding this last guy. We managed to catch all the other, well, capture most of the caps. Got B, C, and D. They've still got A, so this guy could be anywhere, and I'm playing this very, very cautiously because one shot and I'm pretty much dead. I expect him to be in around here somewhere. Still looking for him. He's not here, so he must have went around the map. I assume that he's probably more bothered about the caps. We've almost captured all the caps now at this point, so somebody's in A. I'm still looking for this guy. He could be anywhere. I can see he's capturing B at the moment, so pushing forward, trying to get into a position where I can put some shots in on him. And instead of going around, I won't have enough time. We actually do hit 1,000. I roll up here. I was trying to put a shot in on him and see if I can get him from B, but the game is over. As you can see, this was the Halloween event. Managed to ace this game. High caliber, 4.7, 3 kills. I was surprised to see the ace on that one. I wasn't really expecting it, but the damage just racks up in this tank. Yeah, a little bit of a change to the channel, getting aces all of a sudden. But all in all, not a bad game. Very happy with that one. So guys, that is the Borsig. Really enjoying it at the moment. As I said, I'm only halfway through the grind to getting the tier 9 tank, but really just taking my time with this. Still learning, obviously. Obviously, it's good to get into positions and try and support the team, and just learn about maybe that kind of tank where you sit back, you let the rest of the team spot and do some damage at the start, and then you roll in to try and help them. So, still really learning about that role. Um, I don't know if I'm going to keep the tank. The lack of armor, the lack of gun depression. I would have liked to have had the tank when it was 5 degrees of gun depression, but hey, it's only 2 degrees. But even still, I don't know if it's enough for me to keep the tank. I do like tier 8 tanks. We do play a lot of tier 8 tournaments, but I don't know if this is a tank that is kind of tournament appropriate. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching if you're still watching at this point. I am recording a huge amount of content at the moment, still trying to put that together, so hopefully we'll be pushing it out pretty soon. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Catch you in the next one. Bye bye.